Hello everyone and welcome to the channel FPL Ultra. I'm back again. We're back again. Today we're going to look at something concerning the World Cup. The Premier League is over and we need to look at the top 10 Premier League players that are going to the World Cup. And for us to actually select these players, we are going to use the FPL scores, right? Since this is mostly an FPL thing. So it's really the top 10 FPL scorers that are going to the World Cup. So we're going to look at the list of the top 10 players and the country they played for, if they made it to the World Cup or not. We will see all of that in this video. I don't know why I'm moving my hands like this. I'm going to stop that and put my hands here. Actually, I'm going to try and do something while I'm doing this so my hands don't just flail around. All right, let's start. Number one, Erling Haaland, the Norwegian cyborg. Now, Haaland, being 26 years old, is taking Norway to their first World Cup in 28 years. The last time Norway went to the World Cup, he wasn't even conceived. Haaland, along with players like Alexander Soloff, Jørgen Strand Larsen, Martin Odegaard, taking their team to the World Cup on the international stage. I'm really hopeful to see what they can do. I think this already is an achievement. Haaland scored 239 points in this season's Fantasy Premier League, outperforming everybody. Let's look at the second player. Number two, of course, is the Portuguese Magnifico, Bruno Fernandes. Only 4 points behind Haaland, 235 points. Bruno Fernandes is going to be one of Portugal's most important players in this World Cup. I know Cristiano Ronaldo, this, then the other, but let's be serious. Bruno Fernandes recording 21 assists in the Premier League this season, breaking the all-time assist record. He could have had more. I know we say this too many times. He could have had so many more assists, but we ended up having only 21. I'm really looking forward to it. And Portugal, apart from Ghana, is the second country I'm really hoping they can do well in the World Cup. Number three, I guess I let my allegiances. Number three, of course, is Arsenal's Gabriel Magalhaes. Gabriel Magalhaes has had one of his best seasons this season with Arsenal. I think how many goals did Arsenal concede this season in the Champions League? I don't really remember. I might have to check it out. But Gabriel with 209 points in Fantasy Premier League, he's I think in the team of the season, is he? I don't know. I'll probably check. And if it isn't, I'll remove this from the video. But Gabriel is going to the World Cup with Brazil. Of course he's called. Of course he's among the players. Of course he's going to start. And so high hopes for Gabriel. Let's look at number four. And for a player for number four, we have nobody than one of my favorite players, Antoine Semenyo from, of course, you guessed it, the motherland, Ghana. Antoine Semenyo is one of Ghana's best players. Not only that, one of Man City's best players. Not only that, one of Bournemouth's best players too. We really have high hopes for him. How many points? 202 points. Fourth all time. Only behind the likes of Bruno Haaland and Gabriel. Semenyo had a very good season. First half of the season with Bournemouth and had a decent second half of the season with Man City too. So high hopes. Fingers crossed. Let's move on to number five. And it is no other than Nottingham Forest, Morgan Gibbs-White, who was snubbed for the World Cup. Morgan Gibbs-White recorded 188 points overall in Fantasy Premier League. He had 18 goals and 7 assists across all competitions. He was one of the players who really helped Nottingham Forest avoid relegation, even though they were actually in a relegation fight. And he got a cut across his forehead. He still played. He's had one of his best seasons ever, but the England squad is so stacked that they couldn't make room for him. Him among other players like Cole Palmer, Phil Foden. But of course, he did much better than those players. But just saying. Let's move on to his counterpart in the English national team, scoring only 1 point behind him. Is another player who fought in a relegation battle but did not succeed, Jarrod Bowen for West Ham. Jarrod Bowen, I think this is one of his best seasons too for West Ham. Best seasons for West Ham. The only thing is, regardless of whatever he did, West Ham still got relegated. The relegation battle this season was really tough with teams like I think we had 3 teams still fighting to get still fighting to stay up by the last but one and last games of the season. Let's look at number 7, one of the best players of this season, box-to-box midfielder from Arsenal, Declan Rice. They bought him half price. I know, just came out. So Declan Rice has had one of his best season for Arsenal. Actually, a lot of Arsenal fans like to would want him to be the captain for Arsenal next season. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I don't have a dog in this race. It doesn't really matter to me. But he has a lot of leadership skills. With it just ended Champions League final, he ended up captaining Arsenal as they lost the penalty shootout. It doesn't really say anything, but it doesn't really matter. It's somebody England are really going to rely on in the World Cup. He's probably going to start 98% of the game they're going to play. And because he started 7 out of 8 of the qualifiers, so obviously. Number 8, we have Brentford's Igor Thiago. In fact, I wouldn't have been happy if he hadn't made the Brazil national team. The Brazil national team, the Seleção, is one of the most sought after selections. People actually sit behind the TV waiting to hear their name called. Players like Joao Pedro unfortunately couldn't make it, but Igor Thiago deservedly, after 25 goals in all competitions for Brentford this season. I don't care if they were all penalties, he had to put them in. If most of them were penalties, he had to put them in, really. It doesn't really matter. But he's making it to the World Cup. Igor Thiago scored 181 points for Brentford. One of the top 10 players in the Premier League this season. I think it's very deserved. Almost there. Number 9, Nottingham Forest, another player from there. But this time he made it to the World Cup. It is none other than Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson has had one of the best campaigns this season, one of Nottingham Forest's best players. I'm not sure if he's going to make a bigger team next season, but he deserves it. He's going to be one of England's best players in the midfield, and yeah, I'm quite happy for him. Quite deserved call up there. He recorded 180 points, only 1 point behind Igor Thiago as a really box to box midfield. It's really cool. I'm not even going to anyway. And lastly, number 10 is Mark Guehi, who also made the switch from Crystal Palace in the when the season during the Christmas or winter break. He really did well for Man City. I think he earned his call up to the World Cup. Maguire earned 179 points overall in the Fantasy Premier League. I have a few honorable mentions that I'd like to mention. Of course, I mentioned one of them already. That is Joao Pedro, 177 points. He didn't make the World Cup. There's some speculation that it is probably because Neymar made the World Cup and they had to cut one of the attackers, and he was the one they cut out. But it doesn't matter to me really because it's Neymar, and what Neymar brings to the team is different. Though I would have liked Joao Pedro to make it one way or another. I'm not Carlo Ancelotti. I cannot decide these things. Another player, Marco Senesi from Bournemouth, who has had one of the best seasons this season. Unfortunately, the Argentinian team did not accommodate him, which is quite sad because I thought he really did a lot to deserve a call up. So that is one particular one I am really not happy about. And last honorable mention is Virgil van Dijk, 175 points. He's tied with Marcos Senesi, but of course he's Dutch captain, so he's definitely going to make the World Cup. Out of the top 10, one country has the most players, recording 5 of them, and that country is England. I'll see you guys next time.